Let's go now. Got locked in now. Laser focus. Gotta play harder. Gotta play tougher. Harder, tougher. Everything. Everything we got. This is the end. For this oh, that's a catch. So overdue. Here's Hammond going. Patriots win the Super Bowl.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on, everybody? Shout out to everybody that's tuned in on this phenomenal Wednesday evening. I am the fire starter, Andre the Torch Robinson, in the building for Rise Up Unlimited Radio Show brought to you by WDAP Radio and WDAP TV. Um, man, I know I haven't been on here as much, and that's purposely. That I haven't been on here as much, so much. I only want to really come on here when I'm doing shows, talking to you guys. I haven't been on social media a whole hell of a lot, but nevertheless, this show don't stop. You know, the show ain't gonna never stop. I ain't gonna never stop doing this. I'm never gonna stop talking sports with you guys. So shout out to you guys for tuning in. You could be anywhere else doing anything else, and you're here with me. So appreciate that greatly. We're going to talk some different things for an hour. I know a lot of people are on the Super Bowl and the halftime performance, yada, yada, yada. Um, I will be very honest with you guys because I keep it real and I'm keeping honest with you. I did not watch the Super Bowl when it first came on. I'm going to be real with y'all. I did not. I did not watch the Super Bowl. I was very uninterested. Um, and as I explained, I think earlier last year, I explained that um, for some reason now, I don't watch a lot of these games anymore for excitement because I feel like a lot of these games is just full of shit. I feel like a lot of these games are it's a lot of refs not doing their job properly. I feel like there is a lot of just buffoonery. You welcome, Melanie, by the way. Shout out to you for tuning in. Mosh, what up? Desiree, what up? DJ Nico Shaw, what up? Marcus Herring, what up? Um, but I did not watch at all. Let me see something real quick. Okay. Yeah, I did not watch at all. I'm gonna be honest with you. Um, but I did go back and I did look at what happened. And I'm going to right off the jump just be very clear and honest that what I absolutely a belt to ass moment in which the Philadelphia Eagles dog walked the Kansas City Chiefs. They dog walked them. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. You can talk to anybody that I talk to when they ask me about the Super Bowl, and they'll tell you I called it. I pretty much it's getting to a point where now some of this stuff is super predictable. I said that the Eagles will blow out the Kansas City Chiefs. I knew that. And if y'all hear my reasoning for it, y'all gonna be like, "Wow, really?" I might even get called a conspiracy theorist uh, for my reasonings, but I'm gonna say them anyway because I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. I say how I feel, and you can agree or disagree, and that's cool and fine and dandy with me. But I told a lot of people to put it on the Libra scale. And it's sad that we still got to go to this level when it comes to sports. But I'm gonna be honest, I can't sit here and act oblivious or ignore the fact that I knew that they were not going to three-peat a black quarterback. I knew that. I just knew that wasn't happening. I said right off the jump, Patrick Mahomes. Oh, yeah, the face of the league. Oh, yeah. They didn't. Tom Brady didn't even three-peat. You think Patrick Mahomes was three-peating? I'm like, no. I'm like, have you seen this team the last 2 years? I'm like, they've been sliding under the radar majority of the time. Yes, they know how to win phenomenally. You got to give them a lot of credit for that. A lot of they one score victories, a lot of coaching, just beating the other team. The other team is either too scared to win or they or they just make mistakes that you just usually don't make in football games. A lot of them make mistakes on top of the fact that they have a Roman Reigns type of allure to them, the Kansas City Chiefs. And that's how I figured it. I'm like, I'm like, every great reign has to end. Every great reign has to end. And I saw this as the opportunity for it. Again, Taylor Swift, the $700, $800 million that she made the league, I was like, and and if you had to put it on the Libra scale, I'm like, and which one you going with? Philadelphia, the team that just lost 2 years ago. This was a rematch too. That's another reason why I kind of did want to watch it. I'm like, oh, the same two teams again. But shout out to the Philadelphia Eagles they embarrassed the Chiefs worse than Kendrick Lamar embarrassed Drake on the Super Bowl stage. When I say that, I just figured that just watching the Philadelphia Eagles, I was like, they have two things that resonate when it comes to Super Bowl champions, and that's run game and defense. I said, yep, they have it. I said, they got them both. I said, they got it. They got it. Saquon Barkley, that guy, he killing the league. The quietest kept, I think Nick Sirianni should have let him. He should have let him. He should have let him go ahead. Now that you know that they was blowing out the Chiefs the way they did, I felt like you should have let them go ahead and get the rushing title too, even though Eric Dickerson did it in 14 games, in 16 games, and O.J. Simpson ran for 2,000 yards in 14 games. Regardless, Saquon Barkley, phenomenal this year. The argument about MVP, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Saquon Barkley, well, guess who got the last laugh out of that one? It would be one Saquon Barkley who got the last laugh out of that one. The same Philadelphia Eagles team who beat Baltimore in the regular season. You know? So, I mean, he got the last laugh. He got the Super Bowl ring. He may not have got Super Bowl MVP, but he got the Super Bowl ring. So, kudos to them. Shout out to them. Congratulations to them. By the way, I also feel like getting back to the whole why I just figured that Philadelphia will blow them out. I'm like, I think the last time I saw a blowout was Tampa Bay, right? Tampa Bay looked very similar to the Philadelphia Eagles. Great defense, a lot of offense on their side. Tom Brady was the quarterback too at the time. I'm like, this is going to be a good old-fashioned either Seattle to Denver ass whooping or Tampa Bay to Kansas City ass whooping. And sure enough, it happened that way. 40-6. It was 40-6 late in the fourth quarter. I'm like, yo, what? I'm like, damn. If this wasn't so predictable, if I didn't see this one coming. Yeah, so I mean, good Super Bowl 59. Halftime was all right. I thought Kendrick Lamar did a really good job representing Black America, because that's what it was about majorly, for folks who don't realize that. A lot of people think it was just about, hey, Drake, I hear you like I'm young. Oh, brother. Anyway, good halftime. Good job. He made the field a PlayStation controller. Legitimately a PlayStation controller. Good job on that. Very creative he is. Got to give him props. I just don't like I don't like the back end of it where two Black people got to go at each other to make money, but we won't make this about race. We'll say that. We'll table that for another conversation. Philadelphia also, I will say this, directly gave a message, and I feel like this is directly a direct message to the Buffalo Bills. Now that's how you talk to your son. That's how you beat the champs. This is how you beat the champs. All right. Buffalo Bills haven't been able to beat Kansas City in 4 straight consecutive playoff games. 4 straight consecutive playoff games. Brenda Austin, what up? Dalton Smith, what up, D-man? They haven't been able to get it done. Philly said, this is how you get it done, right here. This is how you talk to your son moment. All right? Buffalo, pay attention. Pay the hell attention. Patrick Mahomes is only 29, and you still got to deal with him for a long period of time. Pay the hell attention. Sean McDermott, pay attention. Because you're one of the biggest reasons why the Bills can't get over the hump. Yes, I said it. I directly said Sean McDermott is one of the biggest reasons why the Bills can't get over the hump. And anybody who wants to argue me on that, hey, I don't hide. You can inbox me, even though I don't be on social media like that no more. You can still inbox me. You can still hit me up. My number did not change. In fact, it's in the ticketer right there. Sean McDermott is the reason. I don't want to hear, well, we shouldn't even have been here. Oh, circling the wagons, yada, yada, yada. You're always circling the wagons. Maybe you should stop circling the wagons. Maybe circling the wagons don't get it done. Maybe you should get off that cycle. Because Philadelphia just showed you how to beat them. That's how you beat the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, they dog walked. It wasn't even close. The refs had nothing to do with the game. Zero. Just a straight demolishing. That's how you beat the Chiefs. Maybe Being just draft the right players instead of passing on some of the ones they let go by. Leroy, what's up? Desiree. So here's the problem. Brandon Beane is not the greatest first-round draft picker. He is not the greatest first-round GM. He's not. Kyer Elam, Cody Ford. They traded off the number 20 pick to get Stephon Diggs when you could have had Justin Jefferson at that time. Justin Jefferson was still on the board by the time 20 came. Look at Justin Jefferson now. He's not the greatest first round GM. What saves his ass is that he's a very good meat and potatoes round guy. He's a second, third round. He's a third, fourth round stealer. He steals players in the third or fourth round. That's what he does. And he chooses wisely in the second round. But first round, some of the moves that we've made, Von Miller's out the door, by the way. He won't be back. You paid him all that money, and what'd you get from him? You didn't get a whole hell of a lot from Von Miller. And you got teams that are going to get better. Denver is going to be better. They got a lot of money. The Chargers are getting better. Kansas City is still around. Right? Miami, the nuisance, Miami Dolphins. Damn near made the playoffs 2 years in a row. Last year, the year before. Ed Oliver hasn't lived up to snuff. Neither. I mean, he again, Brandon Beane and Sean McDermott, I would say, are the biggest reasons why the Bills can't get over the hump. And that's on them. And I'm not gonna make no excuses. In fact, the Bills don't get no excuses. The Bills won 13 games this year with less. So now you definitely don't get no excuse. I told y'all months ago that this was an indictment when I was on Power 96.5 radio, which I'll be back, Mookie Hawkins. Don't worry, sir. Don't worry. I'll be back to ruffle your feathers a little bit. Shout out to Mookie Hawkins. Love him to death. And by the way, while I'm talking about sports journalism, shout out to Pat Freeman. 25 Super Bowls. My man is retiring this season. This is his retirement year. He is the GOAT to me. The absolute GOAT of sports journalism. Dr. Pat Freeman. showed me the ropes, constantly talks to my knucklehead ass about stuff, and has put me on to a hell of a lot in this city, in a city that doesn't like to put people on or support. I will give him all the respect in the world. He is the absolute GOAT to me. Mookie Hawkins, a GOAT to me as well. But I'll be back to ruffle your feathers, Mook. Don't worry, I'll ruffle your feathers on the Bills, and I won't say I had a told you so moment again, but I'll be back. Now, with that being said, getting back to Sean McDermott, name another coach who has lost to a team 4 times in a row and still has his job in the playoffs. Name. Hey, Dad. Oh, agreed. What's up, Marcus? I see you. Conrad Cushman, what up? EPW in the house. Shout out to you. I see you. Yeah. He's the problem. Not making the adjustments necessary. When you let a team score on the same play twice in a football game, you didn't adjust. You didn't adjust. And that was the first quarter and the fourth quarter. So at halftime, I'm thinking as a coach, you'd go and be like, oh, they were successful with this. Let's adjust this. And he just didn't. Which is the reason why Kansas City made it to the Super Bowl. Congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs for making it to the Super Bowl, but then getting dog walked. Fine and dandy. But I knew that there was going to be no 3-peat. I knew that was coming. I can tell you that right now. Marcus the Alphabets can attest to my prediction. In fact, I did the prediction the Friday before Super Bowl 59, and I told him that the Eagles was blowing them out. And I knew it was coming. And it is what it is. Respectfully. Now that the Super Bowl is up, we get to talk about free agents coming up. In the comment section, I want you to run. We're gonna play a little game of running real quick. I need you to run it. What team is T. Higgins going to? What team do you see T. Higgins going to in the off season? A team that needs T. Higgins to get better immediately. The impact player. That's what he is. He's an impact player. What team would most benefit from T. Higgins' services? Could a team use T. Higgins to get to where they want to go? Put it in the comment section. Let's go. Sam Darnold is on the horn. All right? Sam Darnold. I do not see him being a Minnesota Viking. I'll tell you that right now. I don't see him being a Minnesota Viking. In fact, a lot of y'all was riding Sam Darnold this year. There's a certain song. Maurice Samuel, what's up, my guy? Donovan, what's up? I really want to be like, don't you want it? But I don't want to sing that song because it's kind of inappropriate. But nevertheless, a lot of y'all was doing that ride when it comes to Sam Darnold this year. And I told y'all Minnesota was the funniest. And not just because I'm a Green Bay Packers fan, but because I just know Minnesota. I know Minnesota. I've watched Minnesota too long. I've watched what they do, and I've watched quarterbacks like Sam Darnold. I knew that it was only a matter of time before Sam Darnold would show his true colors. And sure enough, at the end of the season, they talk about him seeing ghost again. Seeing ghost. Getting your boots smoked. 14-win team getting a boot smoked in the first round of the playoffs. Can't say I didn't see the Rams beating that ass. I saw the Rams beating that ass. Did his stock go down? Yeah, his stock went down. They was talking about 55 million, then it went all the way down to 35 million. What team could benefit from Sam Darnold being on a team? What team? I'd love to hear this. Somebody, as much as what you've seen him do in Minnesota this year, please tell me he is the anomaly. He is what we call a paradox. Tell me what team Sam Darnold goes to and he impacts that team immediately and makes them better. Go ahead and tell me. Because if I'm gonna be honest with you, all the playoff teams that's right now that was in the playoffs last year don't need Sam Darnold. Not one playoff team that was in the playoffs this year needs Sam Darnold. Not one. So where are he going? Where is he going? New England believe in Drake May. See, and that's Drake May, Trevor Lawrence, yada yada yada. I can name some garbage teams he ain't going to. Where? Tennessee? Tennessee, he might as well pack it up and retire. I would rather listen, Sam, don't you go to Tennessee. Don't you do that. Will Levis is over there. That over condiment using quarterback is over there. Anyway, moving on. Najee Harris, number 14. Where could Najee Harris go? Put it in the comments. Where could Najee Harris go right now that you'd be like, okay, he'd be an impact player, and yep, you're going to get the best out of him? Where could he go? Where? So, using my thinking cap, what playoff team would benefit from him? It sounds very weird, but Kansas City could benefit from him after what we saw in the Super Bowl. Not running the ball. Pacheco's a little injury prone. Are you keeping Kareem Hunt? Are you using him? I think him and Pacheco would be all right. That would be a nice duel. Detroit has a Sonic and Knuckles duel. Kansas City could use somebody like him, especially if Kansas City can block. If they can block properly, I know we all know they pass blocking needs a little help, a little work. DeAndre Hopkins, D-Hop. Well, I tell you who D-Hop should have went to. Should have went to the Bills. Should have went to the Bills a while ago too, by the way. Now Josh Allen, supposedly it's rumored Josh Allen wants him. No. Because I don't think the Bills are keeping Amari Cooper. So Josh Allen wants D-Hop. Nick Chubb, injury prone Nick Chubb. Where would he go? Where could he go? At this point in his career, I don't know. I really don't know where he could go. That he's an impact player immediately? I don't think he's that guy anymore. The impact player guy anymore. I think he's the rotational running back. Maybe the Chargers. That sounds like a good idea, Marcus. The Chargers. I'm going to just go with it like Adam said. Chandler on that one. It's a good one. The Chargers. All right. Now, talking about a team who did three-peat. Like, I mean, a player who did three-peat, not a team, a player. Darian Kennard just became the second player in NFL history to win 3 consecutive Super Bowls as a player. 2 with the Chiefs back-to-back, and then he went to the Eagles, and he won a 3rd. But it wasn't Patrick Mahomes. Ken Norton Jr. is the only other player to win 3 straight Super Bowls. Ken Norton Jr. Yep, 2 with the Cowboys and 1 with the 49ers. All right, interesting enough. Look at these notable NFL MVP ballots, by the way. For a lot of folks who was talking about who the MVP would be. Ooh, wait. Jim Miller, you should never be allowed to vote ever again. You should never be allowed to vote ever again. Nate Davis, the fact that Saquon Barkley is not in any of your picks, you had. No, this man did. Am I looking at Baker Mayfield on this right now? Am I seeing things? Maybe I'm seeing ghosts. I'm seeing Sam Darnold down here. Yeah. I'm gonna need to revoke y'all voting privileges. I'm gonna need to revoke y'all voting privileges. Y'all don't need no privileges. What in the entire hell is this? I see multiple people who don't even have Saquon in their top 5 ballot. Aaron, you don't need no. Yo, what? Tom Brady is the only one on here that actually really makes sense. Tom Brady makes sense. Tom, you pushing it. Nate, you don't need no voting privileges. Dan, you definitely don't need no voting privileges. Aaron, Norbin, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yo, can we legitimately say now? Can we legitimately now say that if these was the notable MVP voting ballots, that they don't need to vote no more? That they need to pick brand new people? Maybe they need to get some researchers, people who pay attention, because it's absolutely a shame and a pity. Absolutely a shame and a pity. Ridiculous. Know what else is ridiculous? A lot of the Giants being stupid for letting Saquon Barkley go. Well, guess what? The Colts is just as foolish too. Look at this shit. Look at this right here. Ryan Spalding, what's up, my guy? T. Higgins can go to the Commanders. I like that move. Sam Darnold going to the Raiders. They still be the bottom. They'll be at the very bottom of the NFC. I mean, at the AFC West, they'll be at the very bottom still. They're going to be at the bottom for, I think, the next 2-3 seasons, if you ask me. The Carson Wentz effect. Look what the Eagles did with that trade. The coach, y'all got to be feeling real stupid right now. Y'all got to be feeling real foolish, buffoonish right now. That y'all really did that. Look at this. Just look at this. Look at this here. Look. Lord have mercy. somebody need to pray for some of these teams. They need prayer and an abundance. You can't be this damn foolish. You just can't be this damn stupid. Devonta Smith, A.J. Brown, Jaden Carter, and Cooper DeJean, all impact players for the Philadelphia Eagles, and the reason why they won Super Bowl. They won the Super Bowl this year. Carson Wentz. Where is Carson Wentz? I need to find him and slap his helmet. I just want to find him and slap his helmet for tricking everybody into thinking that he was a legitimate football player. Like, he was a legitimate quarterback for the one season. I need to slap him. This is just ridiculous. That's it. Embarrassing. Kevin Durant. Got to give my homeboy Kevin Durant. Carson Wentz is backup for the Chiefs. LOL. He just got their boots smoked. So he got to watch. Carson Wentz got to play the bench and watch the team that he got traded from, who got all these impactful players because of him. He got to sit there and watch his team get their boots smoked. Wow. What a parallel universe. Gotta love it. Anyway, fewest games to reach 30,000 points. Kevin Durant pinned that boy. I don't give a damn what nobody say. Y'all can hate it if y'all want to. Kevin Durant is that boy. He refused to shake Hurt's hand. I bet he did. Kevin Durant. Tied for third all time. I mean, Kevin Durant does average 27.6 points per game for his career. Is he the greatest leader? No. Do a lot of people get annoyed about his move to Golden State? So the hell what? You know how many other players has done that now? I think it's time to let that go. And on top of that, shit, hell, I don't blame him. I don't want to be John Starks. I don't want to be Patrick Ewing. I don't want to be Charles Barkley. I don't want to be none of those guys who don't have a ring. I don't want to be that. And I'm one of the greats. I don't want to be that. And on top of that, let's stop acting as if like we didn't watch another player join teams, I mean, with immaculate talent. People are mad because Kevin Durant going to the Warriors broke the cheat code. That's why they're mad. That's why people are upset. That's why people was really upset. They don't want to admit that. But Kevin Durant going to the Warriors had already won a championship before Kevin Durant and then won one after him. He was a luxury pick. You guys are like, Sports Center, and I'm about to start getting let's start getting some people's asses. I wish that I could just have the one opportunity to go on Sports Center or First Take or one of those places, because I want to put belts and boots to asses. Number one, and I'm gonna call it right here before I go to another one. Stephen A., you are making yourself look like a buffoon sometimes with some of the stuff you say. Shannon Sharpe, you are making yourself look like a buffoon sometimes with some of the stuff you say, especially when you talking basketball. Number one, Kevin Durant was a luxury pick. He was not a necessity. Any idiot who watches basketball, who knows that what the Warriors was doing, knows that he was never a necessity player. He wasn't a necessity. He was the unlock code, cheat code to what was. And now every team does it. Now, there's plenty of people who done did it after. But the fact that people are like, oh, such and such and such, I'm like, Stephen A., shut up. When it comes to Michael Jordan, when I hear the buffoonish stuff that comes out of Shannon Sharpe's mouth, oh, LeBron James, this, that, and the third. Okay. It annoys me because I feel like people forget that basketball definitely with positions came responsibilities with positions. I get that now we live in an era where basketball is positionless. we we've got positionless basketball now, as we call it. But sir, you could never ever expect 6'6", 190 soaking wet Michael Jordan to do what LeBron James 6'9", 250 is doing as a point forward. It's not even his responsibility. Half of the stuff that they talk about is not even was not even Jordan's responsibility. Anybody who knows what a shooting guard is, they know the responsibility of a shooting guard. A shooting guard does not do what a point forward does by any stretch of the imagination. If you've played basketball or you coached it, which I've done both, you would know that. It's gonna be a long spring for first take. It's gonna be a long spring because I keep hearing buffoon shit like that. There's a reason why there's not a call line on those shows. I tell you that right now. Reason. There's a legitimate reason. Speaking of, I gotta love it. Wasn't that girl? I gotta give him some props. It's definitely upped its value greatly because the players like Diago is phenomenal. Hunter Diago is phenomenal. Olivia Miles, phenomenal. I've loved watching women's college basketball. Yes, I said it. It's been more intriguing than the NFL playoffs were. Sorry to tell you. It's Spud Webb the second, except for she can't dunk. But that's okay. She don't need to dunk. Look at this package. Look at the package. When the last time you seen mid-range jump shot, bro? I mean, a lot of fun. Right now, LSU. I tell you, teams I've been watching to see anything. Notre Dame, Tennessee, LSU, UCLA, South Carolina. Who even has been? Iowa has even been interesting without Caitlin. Vanderbilt was interesting this year. I like what's going on in women's basketball. I like it a lot. Every quarterback with double digits games with 300. Oh, you know it's so funny. You know it's so funny. Marcus the alphabet, sir. Sir. Oh, and he's here. And he's here. Oh, I'm so glad he came in right on time. And he rocking the Buffalo Bills like Alphabet's football talk show. Sure. Look at this. Look at this guy. Look at him here. Look at him. Now, look, y'all. Look, y'all. Now Marcus the Alphabet can give his his undeniable, unwavering, hold on, watch this. His unwavering respect that he has for Josh Allen in real life. In reality, he can give it a go right here on the show. Seeing that we all know, well, I think he's got Josh Allen downstairs in that man cave of his somewhere hidden. It's somewhere hidden down there. Gotta love him But this was the face. Look at his face. But my guy, I remember him talking so much smack. Marcus, this one is just for you. It's fucking this one here. You know, Josh Allen was the guy that took almost 2 seasons to have a 300-yard passing game, and now look.
Okay. I've talked about, first off, what's up to everybody? I give credit where credit's due. I always give credit where credit's due. But I'm not going to give a fish credit for swimming or a bird credit for flying. That's what you're supposed to do.
Come on, tell it.
I was very critical of Josh Allen when he came into the league. Because he wasn't very good. He was a very raw prospect, and that's okay. Look, because you go on and get your master's degree later on, okay, that's fine. That still doesn't mean when you first came to school and you had straight F's that you were a good student. So I feel like, you know, the criticism of him early in his career, it was warranted. He has gotten exponentially better. He's one of the better throwers of the ball. He's one of the, you know, when you talk about the mobile quarterbacks, you know, the prototypical type quarterbacks. Now you're starting to see now, you've been seeing it for years, probably, you know, going back from Vic to Aaron Rodgers, the day of the mobile quarterback. That's the era that we're in now. You have to be able to move nowadays. Now, you also have to incorporate that with being able to throw the ball accurately. Because if you're just a runner, Tim Tebow, and you can't throw the ball, that's a problem too. Now you got to be able to marry mobility with throwing the ball. We just saw a quarterback just a few days ago have 75 yards rushing in the Super Bowl. That's what he had. I think he had like 11 or 12 rushes for like 70 plus yards. But he also threw, you know, a bomb to Devontae Smith. You know, so that's what I was talking about. Josh Allen has gotten much better.
I didn't tell you so with Devontae Smith, by the way.
What's that?
Don't say I didn't tell you about Devontae Smith.
You did tell me about, but I just said we did a draft show when he was coming out, and all I said was he wasn't going to be the first wide receiver taken.
Hold tight, Marcus. Hold tight, Marcus. Shout out to my guy, football extraordinaire, Khalil Somerville in the house. Shout out to my guy, big time, Khalil Somerville in the house. Talk about defensive lines. If you want to talk about defensive lines, talk to this guy, Khalil Somerville. Talk to him. Phenomenal player. Go look at some of his highlights and take.
Have to check
him. Go ahead, Marcus.
So, mobility in quarterbacks. And then you look at the quarterbacks that are coming up in this draft. You look at the quarterbacks that have gone, you know, in the top of the draft these past few years. What do they all have in common? Caleb Williams, mobility, being able to throw on the run, moving around. Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, all these quarterbacks, Drake May, Bo Nix, all these quarterbacks are going, you know, and J.J. McCarthy to an extent. This is the era that we're in. The other thing that we learned in the Super Bowl was it's a copycat league. Buffalo Bills, Washington Commanders, all those teams that were like, you know, eliminated in the, you know, the divisional round and the conference championship. I can assure you going forward, it's going to be, hey, we got to get our defensive line up to snuff because they made Patrick Mahomes look very average in that game. But we've seen this before. It's just you got to have the personnel to do it. We saw Patrick Mahomes just a couple of years ago get choked out by the Bucs. They did the same thing to him. We saw Brady running for his life against that NASCAR package that the Giants had in the 2007 Patriots. That was what, 18-0? They were 18-0, right? and they took that last L. So it's just football, man. It's just football. You have cycles, but I think that the Eagles gave everybody the blueprint going forward. I would assume that some of these edge rushers that are on teams that might not be that good, i.e. the Browns, i.e. maybe the Steelers, Max Crosby on the Raiders, everybody's going to be trying to get them stack up on elite edge rushers because that's the way you beat quarterbacks like that, to get after them. So we'll see what happens, man. And congratulations to Josh Allen for winning the MVP. I didn't have an issue with it. But what I do have an issue with, I'm going to say this because I see it all the time. Josh Allen got cheated last year. Josh Allen did not get cheated last year. Please stop saying that. When you say stuff like that, it drives me insane because I'm like, come on, dude. He had 24 turnovers. I don't care how many touchdowns he had. He had 24 turnovers, dude. He came in 5th place. 5th. It wasn't close like this one here. And Jim Miller, you should never be allowed to vote for the MVP, ever. If you think that Lamar Jackson was
do I need to go back to that voting? No, wait a minute, Marcus. No.
Yeah.
We did some thorough investigation on the show. None of those people that was on that list need to be voting. Hold up. Let's go back to that one more time. For those who didn't see it the first time, I'm gonna go back to it and I'm gonna show.
We weren't even supposed. We weren't supposed to be here.
This is pathetic. Who in the blue hell told them that this was okay? Look at this shit. And we got like 5 minutes before I get off the show. By the way, my shows this year are gonna be 1 hour long. I'm not doing 2-hour shows no more.
Or 3. Or 3 hours.
Oh, right. Or 3 on a night show. Maybe a night show will be 3, but I'm doing 1 hour shows. No.
Yeah.
Look at this.
It's
your fault
ridiculous.
Why you said 3. It'd be your fault.
It's my fault. You gonna put it all on me?
First of all, Jim Miller, you don't need to vote ever again. Nate Davis, you don't need to be voting no more. Dan Pompey, you don't need to vote no more. Aaron, I don't even give a damn what your last name is. I'm not even gonna violate your last name and don't care. I don't care. Aaron, you don't need to vote no more. Ben, you don't need to either.
That's just terrible.
Violin, you need a violin. They need to add a violin to that. Violin, because that shit is dead. I don't know. Seeing go Sam Darnold. Really? You got him, number 5, Saquon 4, Jared Goff. No. You don't need to be voting either.
I mean, the 3rd and 4th place, I don't really care about 3rd or 4th place. But when you say that Lamar Jackson, who led the league and who killed it, and you're saying he's the 4th best, and Joe Burrow, who didn't even make the playoffs?
Nate Davis need his ass whooped too. He got Baker Mayfield. He done snuck Baker on here.
Yeah, there's no way Baker Mayfield should
no Saquon Barkley whatsoever. He done snuck.
Yeah.
He done snuck Baker ass on here. What in blue hell is going on here?
I think what they need to do, I think that they need to put former MVPs, kind of like with the Heisman Trophy. I think that for the MVP,
or people who actually research the game. It should be me and Marcus Betts need to be on there. You can put me and Marcus Betts on there. We'll take that.
If they said former MVPs, I'd have no issue with that. But you got these Jim Miller. Jim Miller was like on 10 teams and had like a losing record, and he's critiquing. It's like when I watch Dan Orlovsky on First Take, my head hurts, man. The same guy who ran out the back of the end zone, he's sitting over here critiquing Tom Brady or Josh Allen or Jalen Hurts. Oh, Jalen Hurts will never be any good. Dude, you're lucky to even have a job. You're lucky to have a job, dude. And you're sitting over here talking like this. Like ESPN, sometimes they gotta do a better job with the people that they bring in to commentate on certain sports. They really do.
That's what I was just saying earlier when we were talking basketball.
That's unacceptable right there. For Lamar Jackson to be at 4, That's just
Yeah, this is
unacceptable.
totally unacceptable.
He threw what, 4 or 5 interceptions the entire year, 900 yards rushing. Come on, dude. That's come on, man.
A lot of this is unacceptable.
That's ridiculous, man. Now, some stuff I don't, and I'll tell you the other thing that I had an issue with, George, for the NFL awards. Jamar Chase didn't get one first place vote, not one, and he's a Triple Crown winner. Really?
Nope.
Jim Miller, Lamar Jackson is the first team All-Pro that didn't win the MVP. I don't have a problem with Josh Allen winning it, but for you to put him at 4th place for first team All-Pro quarterback, that means if they rolled out a team versus any other league, Lamar Jackson would be the starting quarterback, and he doesn't get it.
There you go.
You come on, dude. That's ridiculous, man. If you give him his 4th place, if you give him it even like a 2nd place vote, Lamar wins the MVP. If you give him even a 2nd place vote, he wins the MVP. So I got a problem with that, man. But congratulations to Josh Allen. The speech.
Okay, and by the way, I need to put this out there before I go too. Yeah, go ahead, Marcus.
The speech that he gave at the end was just incredible. God first. Just work hard. You can't. There's just certain players in the league. It's just really hard to dislike them. It's really hard to dislike a guy. How can you not like a Jaden Daniels or a Josh Allen or Jalen Hurts? They're just very likable people. Patrick Mahomes isn't an unlikable person. The thing that makes Patrick Mahomes, what makes you root kind of against Patrick Mahomes is his wife. I posted up a video. His wife is mad annoying, bro. She's terrible, Ramona. Man. His dad, his dad was trying to fight. His dad was trying to fight John Rocker at the Super Bowl. Did you see that? His dad is an embarrassment. His wife is annoying as hell. His brother, what's his brother's name? Jackson Mahomes.
Jackson. Yeah. By the way, I need to put this out there before we go too.
Man. Go ahead, do your thing, man.
Okay. I need the media to stop lying about these awards. I need them to stop lying. Okay? Somebody who works in the media. I need you to stop lying about these awards being regular season awards. Stop lying. I need you to stop lying. For the simple fact that I guarantee you, if Lamar Jackson had to beat Josh Allen in the playoff, Lamar Jackson would be MVP. I need you to stop lying. Just stop lying to the general public. If it was a regular season award, give it out before the wild card games. Give it out before the wild cards. Y'all wait way too late. All of a sudden, right before the Super Bowl, then y'all want to give out awards. I'm not buying.
If Saquon Barkley breaks the rushing record, does he get it?
Knowing what you know now, yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
I was wondering,
and he went to the Super Bowl. Yeah, and he went to the Super Bowl. Yes. And they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, I think so.
Well, they did the. They didn't win the Super Bowl till 3 days after they gave away the award. But going to the Super Bowl,
yeah, but that's
maybe
again, of course they waited.
Breaking Eric Dickerson's like 4.
Yeah, they waited until. But here's the thing. You know what? I'm gonna mention this too. Watch this. I got something else to mention. If Saquon Barkley would have surpassed Eric Dickerson if Saquon Barkley would have surpassed Eric Dickerson and the opponent in the Super Bowl would have been Buffalo, I have a stupid suspicion that Josh Allen might not have won either.
Okay.
But the only reason why I think Josh Allen would have won is because obviously when you see the voting, you didn't even see Saquon Barkley with one first place vote, did you?
Do you think that? Let me ask you this real quick, and see, this is how we start, and we end up with a 2-hour-long show because then we start
end up with a
venturing
3-hour
on.
show. We overtime right now, but go ahead.
So, is there such thing as a pity vote? You think there's such thing as a pity vote?
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, he's never won and he deserves this. He really needs this.
No. You're wording it wrong. I don't think there's a such thing as I'm sorry, let me change that. No, I don't think there's a such thing as pity vote, but I do think that there's a such thing as a repetition bias, which means we've already seen this player win multiple times, so we're not voting for him again. I think that exists.
Because I just think that they got to be more vocal on the criteria for the MVP.
We already,
like you just said,
we had this conversation. See, Marcus, here we go. You trying to make this show 2-hour show? I told you 1 hour.
I'm not. I'm just saying. Does it go to the best player?
15, 20 more minutes.
Okay, leave it alone.
You know that they moved the goalpost. How about we talk about?
I'm just saying
talk about that next show.
Yeah, let's talk about it next show. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
me and you.
I want to save some material. I'm gonna save some. I'm gonna table this and save some material. Next show, I am kicking off the show talking about MVP criteria because they moved the goalposts way too much. And I'm frankly,
as a matter of fact, I'll talk about it on Coffee Talk tomorrow.
No,
No.
No. Okay, you can talk about it on Coffee Talk. I'm still going to the next show.
Talk about it then. We can tag team it. We can tag team one.
Fine and dandy. I also want to mention that we are going to start a divisional breakdown of what teams need to get better next year. I talked to Marcus about it. Executive in my little executive conversations. And I think it would be best that we do that. Yeah, break down each division and talk about exactly what they need to become playoff eligible for next season. We can have 8 shows coming up. I mean, you got all spring to do it. 8 shows. We'll drop it. And I'll have Marcus on here. And anybody who wants to be a guest on the show, and really not guest, but whoever wants to be on the show can come on the show and we can chop it up. Why not? Sound like a great idea, Marcus?
Let's do it, man. I'm always down. Just let me know, man. We can do it.
With that being said, I'm gonna let everybody go that's on Facebook. Shout out to y'all. Thank you for tuning in again. Once again, I told y'all I'm not on social media like that no more. So I will see y'all soon. And thank you, Marcus, for coming on.
I told you I popped my head up on here. I was only in here for about 10 minutes, but I always